Guys, the moment we've all been waiting for, Anniversary Hall of Heroes returns. We have 2 different Hall of Heroes. We have 5 choices of monsters for each from previous Hall of Heroes. 10 monsters to choose from. In total, you only get 2 Hall of Heroes units. 7 years. Now, last year's was very exciting. I think we had Gemini last year's, didn't we? It was nice choices. This year, wow. It's a doozy, guys. Get ready for our choices from the 7-year Hall of Heroes. 7 years of Summoner's War. Super lucky 7. What do we have? We have a Fire Death Knight, which is available from the Guild Shop pieces. We have a Clara the Fire Puree, which is available from Guild Shop pieces. We have a Dark Pumpkin, which, I mean, there's some uses for the Dark Pumpkin. Couple people, I mean, literally a couple people. Like 2, like 3 people use him in RTA. Literally 3 out of the tens of thousands. We have Light Assassin. I was going to say neostone. No, that would be that would be a game-changing Hall of Heroes. Light Assassin, which nobody really uses too much. If she kills something, the other units get silence. That's what she does. We have a Wind Magic Knight, which is, I mean, she's actually a little bit underrated, but that doesn't make her amazing. We have a Tetra, which is not, but she's got a nice, passive cleanse. You could legitimately use Tetra for Guild Wars, for like a Bruiser Arena. I've done the Tetra Arena offense, right? She's kind of like Veramos in the fact that she's like a debuff cleanser, right? So you could use her for those. You could use her in RTA as well. So RTA, Guild Wars, Bruiser Arena offense, definitely don't put her on Arena defense. And then she's actually pretty decent for a couple dungeons, like, for example, the Cliff of, is it Cliff of Tough Beastmen or something like that? Cliff of Hairy Beastmen. She's not bad for that one either. So Tetra does have her usage. Then we have Shimite, which is speed lead for Arena. Lots of damage, fantastic unit. We have the Dark Neostone Fighter, which, to be honest, I don't know the last time he was obviously a Hall of Heroes before. All of these were, but I don't remember the last time I've legit used the Dark Neostone Fighter. He is an LD4 though. Light Undyne. So the thing with the Light Undyne, she's got a strip skill 1. I think it strips everything if I recall correctly. Skill 2 is resets cooldowns on the enemy, right? Just one enemy though. And then skill 3 is an invincibility for one of your allies, right? The thing is, interestingly enough, we have right now a transmog pack for Undynes. So, and then the BK, I'll show you guys the transmog pack for the Undynes in a second. So does she make it into the next balance patch? The Undynes make it into the next balance patch. They're not really meta. They could definitely, the whole family could use a buff. I don't see why they wouldn't, and they have, so the Water BK is also a usable unit. He's also a decent unit, but he's available from the Guild Shop as well. So, those, we are actually on the beginner's grind, lols. I forgot that we were on the beginner's grind on this account. Let's go take a look at the transmog. You guys probably know that, if you probably know that the Undynes are here. But yeah, it's weird to have them here. It's like, why the Undynes? Of all things, they're not really a family of things that anyone builds. Why would they be why they go through all the effort to make these transmogs for the Undynes if they're not going to get balanced? And they've done this before, is they've put out transmogs, and then the transmog units were in the next balance patch. So, food for thought. If you don't have Light Undyne, I mean, they're LD units, so you might want to just pick the LD units because they are rare, and if you may not have a chance to get them again. So that's the first thing. So let's take a look at the actual choices again. Fire Puree, Water BK, both of those are units that you can just get from the Guild Shop. So I would strongly recommend to not get those. They're not bad units; they're good units in general, but you can just get them and the skills for them from the Guild Shop, so you really don't need to get those. Those are easily available to everyone already. Wind Sylph, fantastic unit. From the normal elements, the Wind Sylph is the one that, if you're going to choose between these 3, I would say the Wind Sylph. Light Undyne, not as meta. Dark Neostone Fighter, not as meta. Wind Sylph is a fantastic unit here out of the not super free-to-play farmable. I would consider these kind of farmable from Guild Shop. So of the non-farmable ones, Windsylph is the most meta, but light and dark ones, you may want to just pick them up because they're light and dark. And we've seen before, like, we're like, oh, you know, this was Hall of Heroes. Well, I didn't get that from the Hall of Heroes. Well, you had to choose your own Hall of Heroes. Well, I chose the other one, not the LD one. I didn't know it was going to get a buff. We've seen this situation before where, like, we don't know what's going to get buffed in the future, right? So Light Undyne or Dark Neostone Fighter could get changed in the future. I don't even remember the last time I used Dark Neostone Fighter, but he's basically just an element neutral DPS. He's not, you know, he's not unusable. I think he's got a defense break too, if I recall correctly. Let's take a look at the Dark Neostone Fighter in a second, just so I remember his exact skills. Because I keep thinking of the light one that has that shields himself, and he is kind of meta. But I'm like, that's not the dark one. The dark one is like a guaranteed crit, if I recall correctly. He has a crit buff himself, and then he also has a guaranteed crit on the third skill, I think. Second one, so I would choose like the LDs if you do have the LDs already, then Windsylph is pretty nice. I mean, Shimate is just he does so much damage, especially for like Special League, like 4-star Special League. Second one, Fire Death Knight is already available from the Guild Shop pieces. Water Mermaids, she's not available from the Guild Shop pieces. She's a very useful unit just overall. I have one built on every account, I believe. Well, not free to win in LD only, but global, Asia, Europe. I have them built on all of them. I use them. I like them. Wind Magic Knight, I have one built on one account. I mean, she's got some uses, but you know, nothing amazing that you need to build or whatever. I think Childish has a Wind Magic Knight built too. He would probably agree with me. That's it's a little bit underrated. Like, we don't really give her too much credit, but Light Assassin is just like, it's an LD unit. It's an LD unit. It's like, it may get a buff or something in the future. It's not like super you need it, but if you don't have it, you might want to pick one of these units up. LD units because you don't have them, right? Dark Jack-O-Lantern is actually a little bit more useful than the Light Assassin because you could use the Dark Jack-O-Lantern as a combo. Like, he does shields. Let's take a look at the Dark Neostone Fighter and the Dark Assassin. But he does shields. He does crit buff. He does speed buff. He does shield as part of his passive. So let's take a look at the dark stuff. The dark chilling. Dusky the dark pumpkin. So he's got the skill 2, increases the attack speed and critical rate of all allies, same as chilling, right? But the skill, Danny's got the dungeon. Nobody's using this, right? Nobody's using these. If your turn ends without attacking any enemies, the shield is proportional to your level and lasts for 3 turns. Is generated on all allies. So anytime he uses the Song of the Nightwind, or if he's CC'd and doesn't actually get a turn, right? Anytime your turn ends without attacking any enemies, shield proportional to your level, lasts for 3 turns, generated on all allies, while having the shield damage you deal is increased by 50%. So he's going to speed buff, he's going to crit buff, he's going to also increase his damage by 50% because he's going to get that shield, and he's going to have, this is damage based on speed. So, he does kind of decent damage, and he also has some kind of sustain as well. He also has, if you think about it, he's got 3 different buffs, and people like to use him. The few people that actually use him with like things like Hertite, the Dark Lightning Emperor, because he's got the 3 buffs. Anytime he uses his skill 2, he does the 3 buffs. So keep that in mind. No one's like, well, I'll remember that for if I ever summon a Hertite, the Dark Lightning Emperor, Bagel. I'm just saying, he's actually not bad in Punisher Script either. I was using him. I was playing around with him in Punisher Script. He's actually pretty decent in Punisher Script because he's got the speed debuff. He's got the speed buff. Now you're thinking about it. You're like, oh, yeah, that does make sense. Speed buff, speed debuff, and which nerfs Punisher Script. And then a shield, which gives you some sustain too. So he's really not bad for Punisher Script. So that's something to think about. But you could just triple mummy Punisher Script as well. And then what do we have for the next one? Dark Neostone Fighter. So he's got a global attack power leader skill, element neutral damage. He's got this increases attack power. This one increases critical rate. Crit buff is a 30% buff, by the way. It's the same thing for the Dark Jack-O-Lantern. Then we have Piercing Dagger, performs an attack, ignores all damage reduction effects, guaranteed to land as a critical attack. It's only a single target. It's a single target, and it's, well, whatever. It's guaranteed to land as a crit. You really don't have to ever put more than 70% crit on him for this anyway, for skill 2 and skill 3, skill 1 and skill 2, because he has his own crit buff. He has his own crit buff, he has his own attack power buff, and then he's got this guaranteed to land as a crit. So if you don't have high crit rate on your runes, and you want an element neutral damage dealer, this guy's not a bad choice. He also ignores damage reduction effects, which are things like shields, defense buffs, and invincibility. So, like for example, the light lich's invincibility. He's gonna do this. Why was I thinking he did a defense break? I think maybe I'm thinking he did the same thing as this guy, because this one's a defense break. But yeah, I don't ever wind up. I don't ever use him. I think if I ever need to use the things that ignore like a dark unit that ignores. I can't find him. A dark unit that ignores beneficial effects. Ignores all damage reduction effects, yeah. Not beneficial, not all beneficial, just damage reduction effects. I think I just use Guillaume, second skill for this, if I need to use it. So, if you have Guillaume... Well, Guillaume needs more crit, though. Guillaume needs more crit, so... well, actually, no, he doesn't. He has a crit rate bonus on this skill alone, though. Not on everything. Increases crit damage by... I just feel like Guillaume is a better unit than the dark neostone fighter. But yeah, again, I would say if you don't have the LDs, pick the LDs, because you don't know who's going to get buffed, you don't know who's going to get changed, you don't know what the situation is with these LD units. I think some of them are not very super exciting, though. Some of them have their uses, but I think a lot of people probably have Shimate and Tetra by now. So, and then a lot of them are like, don't even worry about like not choosing because they're from Guild Shop. So, well, three of them are. So, kind of a choose the... It's always a choose the LD situation if you don't have them because you don't know what kind of buffs they're getting. But anyway, that would be my recommendations. What are the actual days on it? And you can also use the Almighty Summoning Pieces. You can do one floor, use 25 Almighty Summoning Pieces with the 25 summons from 25 pieces from the floor. You have to do floor by floor if you want to do that. But I always like to remind people that they can do that. They can do one floor, use 25. If they have a lot of guild points, right? Use 25 Almighty Summoning Pieces, and then summon double the amount that you would normally get. So, no, it doesn't. Wait, it doesn't say the date? I thought it said the date somewhere. Oh, it does say the date. It does say the date. May 21st through the 28th, and then June 18th through the 25th. So we get more than normal time for these Hall of Heroes, so you can even take your time when thinking about... You're like, take my time thinking about which units I don't want. Take my time trying to figure out which unit I will settle for. Lulz. Well, some of these units are good. Like Tetra I use all the time. Ajir I still use. I know he's kind of out of meta with Barbara and with the Water Cat. Those kind of replaced Ajir. Because the Water Cat has fantastic base speed, and Barbara does a lot. If you have Barbara, then Barbara is fantastic. She does a strip, and she has defense break too. So those units kind of replaced Ajir in the meta. Not that he got worse, just that they replaced him. Because people consider them a little bit stronger. Shimate still a lot of people use for cleaves. Tetra still a lot of people use for anti debuff teams. But anyway, and then again, the LDs are LDs. So we'll see. It'd be interesting to see if the LD units, or if the Undyne... Oh, no, I don't want to do that. If the Undyne units get buffed in the next balance patch. But anyway, that's it for this one. I've already talked too much. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you as always. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I already know what you're going to think. Well, let me know anyway. Why not? It's fun. You can crap on com to us in the comments. Crap on com to us in the comments below. For any of the videos, feel free. Anyway, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you as always in the next one.